as we have seen, electrolytes that conducts electricity, and that is a part of solution, that is liquid and having the ions in that. So electrolysis is the process through which, in which the liquid that we call as the electrolytes conduct the electricity. So when the electricity is conducted by the liquid that is known as electrolytes is known as electrolysis process. So it is mainly a type of process. Okay, so we can say it like that. So here you know that this electrolytes that we have called as a part of liquid that could conduct electricity. So here is the example for it. So it could be having acidic solutions or the basic solutions or the salt solutions, right? So this was the acidic solution because you know lemon is consist of a citric acid, and citric acid is having H plus ion in that, and that ions could help in producing the electricity from one point to another. It is actually making the electrons to move from one point to another point. And some of the basic solutions like sodium hydroxides, these are the mainly strong base solutions. Okay, so there are certain types of weak and strong electrolytes also. So basically electrolysis is what? Is the process in which we see that liquid is making the charge to flow. That is, liquid is the responsible for the flow of electricity. Fine. Now, you know that acid and base, when they mix together, that is making the salt and water, and that reaction, what we call it as? Neutralization reaction, okay? Neutralization reaction is when the acid molecules, and because you know acid is having what? H plus ions, and base is what? It is having OH minus ions. So together they are making water that is neutralizing the things. But because they could not be holding it together like for individual part, ye akele to nahi reh sakte, it must be added with something. Like for a case, if we talk about acid, so it could be HCl, that is hydrochloric acid, and OH is the ion for the base, so we can say that it is sodium hydroxide. Okay, so now you know that sodium hydroxide, the previous thing, and the acid HCl is, they both are strong acid. So now let us see here, H plus and OH together is making the water. Now the remaining things are making the salt, that is NaCl, and that is also ionic part. It is also a ionic part. So we can say you are having a common salt at home. That common salt, if you are putting it into water and then try to make the electricity through the wire, like you are not touching the wire, you know that electricity could only flow and manage when there is a complete circuit. If circuit breaks from between like that, okay, now the electricity could not be follow. But while we put the things in the water, like hum wires ko water ke andar dal dete, that is consisting of the salt. Okay, so now you know that salt is having ionic bond in between them. That is why they could make Na plus and Cl minus ions. Now these two ions are helping the electrons to move. तो ये इसलिए यहाँ पर electrons जो है move कर सकते हैं, and these are helping in the conduction of the electricity. Though the wire is breaking physically, but actually the circuit is made complete by this solution. That is why we have called the electrolytes are kind of solution that includes acidic, basic and salt properties in that, and that helps in the conduction of electricity. So salt solutions are also help conduction of the electricity. That is what we have read and learned in the electrolysis, and electrolysis is basically that process. Okay. Now moving forward, here we are having some strong electrolytes and some weak electrolytes. What are these? Let us see. Strong. So strong acid and strong base are making these strong electrolytes. As I have told you, this one is the acidic and it is strong. They are made in laboratory. Okay, so those liquids which conduct electricity very well, and because they are having a very strong ions in that is why they are known as strong electrolyte, because they are having a lots of ions. So lots of ions will give the conduction process to the lots of electrons, and that is managing the things here, and we are having a proper glow in the bulb. If we have connected here with the bulb, that bulb will start glowing, and that is with the shine brightly part. Now, examples for this: sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, sodium hydroxide is the base, and the common salt. This common salt that is made up of the strong acid and strong base, then strong salt would be made up like this. Common salt is a kind of salt that helps, and it is making a strong electrolyte when we dissolve this into the water. Now let us see weak electrolysis. Those liquids which conduct less electricity because they have less ions in it. Yes, and examples for that, vinegar, that is naturally available. Lemon juice, naturally available. Tap water, rainwater, all these are having less number of ionic compounds. That is why they could conduct less amount of electricity. That is okay also, because these are the things that we need to drink daily. Like water and vinegar we eat, lemon juice we need to digest the food. So here, some weak acids are also very necessary for us for making the day-to-day routine life, but yep, for the conduction of electricity, they are not so useful. Now, here, is water a good conductor of electricity? As we have told that water alone is not. I have told you this one, repeat it again, and because when we adding these kinds of things into the water, then only we are capable of conduction of the electricity through the water. So pure water or distilled water is a poor conductor, but tap water or sea water is a good conductor, because they are having some salt compounds in it, and these salt compounds are actually helping to make the conduction of this electricity. That is why good conductors are tap water and sea water, and bad conductors are pure water and distilled water.